Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here with Jeff Cholewa. If I didn't screw that up.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this is because he just said it like 2 seconds ago. So that's how long my attention span is. But we're at Northmoor Country Club, and we're gonna be doing a seminar tomorrow. So we just come up here to set up, and Jeff was kind of showing us around his shop, which is great. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And while we're out here, yeah, how long have you been here?
I came here in 2021, January 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where were you at before then?
I worked at the Northbrook Park District as a fleet manager.
Mm-hmm.
So I oversaw the 36 holes of golf we had, the equipment at the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
It was Sportsman's Country Club, and now it's Heritage Oaks Golf Club. They did a rebranding, and then there was a walking par 3 on the other side of town, which was Annettsburger Golf Course.
All right.
And
that was a lot to keep up with then, right?
Yeah. With even that, and then with the park district side of it, all the vehicles and equipment that just guys use in regular parks and grounds.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And then I'm sure you had to do snow removal.
Yeah.
Everything.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Building maintenance. I oversaw some of that.
Well, something you don't know about me, I'm an expert in stone removal because I can't even say it because I live in the South, right? Where our annual snowfall is less than an inch a year, like a trace.
I think you got more this year, though, right?
Yeah, we got more this year than we normally get. No. But all the guys that I interview on the podcast and stuff, and then they start talking about snow removal, and you can just see their head go, snow removal. It's a terrible thing. And I could only imagine how bad it is.
Yeah, it can be pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting us into your shop.
Sure, no problem.
And letting us do this. And I think the viewers will really enjoy this.
Sure.
So while we're here, let's go in the parts room. So, first thing I noticed in here, everything's super organized, and I love that. But I really like these bins. You got any idea where you got these cabinets from?
They were here when I got here, but you can pretty much buy these anywhere. Granger.
Okay.
Your nuts and bolt suppliers probably have something like this.
Yeah. I just like it because it's a cleaner look, right?
Yeah, it helps. Depending on your part size, you can cram a lot of stuff in there. And I just have it locationized. Each drawer has a number location, each shelf has a number location, and then in the computer is where all the part numbers are. And my assistant and I just looked that up. And
so if you needed a part for a club car, you would need to go to the parts manual, look up the part number, and then
if it's a part we know we haven't put on there to see if I have it, yes. If it's something that's on there, the system, if I bring up that piece of equipment, it'll tell me what
all parts
parts I've used on that piece before.
Okay.
So I could
that's cool.
Find a shock bushing or fuel pump or something pretty easy just that way. And
when I've told the story, like on the podcast, especially like John Deere, the reason I started stocking stuff by part number is John Deere key switch for years was the same across multiple units. So, and I used to keep all my stuff in boxes where, I had John Deere ProGator. All right, well, I needed a key switch for John Deere ProGator, so I went to the ProGator box. There's not a key switch there, so I would go order 2. Right. And then a week later, I would look in the 7500 box and there'd be 3 key switches in there. And I'm like, this is stupid. So anyway,
so everything by part number is.
Yeah, I like that.
And I use the manufacturer's part number. I don't make up my own part numbers or whatnot. It's just comes in easy. You can find it easy. And
do you store it by like the whole part number, I guess? Or
so this is True Turf.
Yeah.
So that's the bearing number is R5070. So that's what I got on the little.
Okay. Yeah.
In the compartment.
Right.
So when you open the drawer, you could find, because some of it ends up out of the box. I wouldn't know what that is if I didn't have it in the right spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Anything else of importance in here?
No. If you kind of right here on this post behind you, I just separated all my chains.
Oh, yeah.
So as the guys are using chainsaws, they can come in here and just know they need a 16-inch chain. They can look on here and get a 16-inch chain and go out and change it and be on their merry way.
That's awesome.
Instead of looking through shelves and...
We'll take a picture of that for my guys. We just did this too.
The nails were there, so
the shop.
I just put them to use.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Right?
Here's something you might not have seen. I got, I work with the local Stihl rep here in this northern area, and this is a...
What? No way, man. No way.
Stihl Silver Technician Toolkit.
What you got to do to get one of these?
All the carb tools. This is just some miscellaneous stuff.
Yeah, no way.
All your engine testing tools.
Come on. I'm blown away.
All the different plates and adapters you need to put on, like for the exhaust and the carb to pressurize the cylinders, chambers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time working with Stihl.
I'm going to spend a lot of time working with Stihl. I'm so envious.
I was at the Park District when I started this, and we had such a hodgepodge of equipment. And I talked to Echo, talked to Husqvarna, I talked to Stihl, and at one of my local vendors shows, like a general purpose landscape store,
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to work with me, and Stihl said, sure.
Awesome,
let me come out. They came out, they met with me. I had enough equipment to qualify to be a dealer.
Yeah. That's so cool, though.
I don't get any kind of special pricing.
Well, yeah.
But I have access to everything. So that's a battery charger tester for their battery equipment.
No way. This is so cool.
Chains right there are chains without teeth. So I can put them on the bars on the saws and actually run the saws.
Oh, no way.
Under a more of a load scenario.
I hope you're getting this, Kevin. I'm freaking blown away, man. This is the coolest thing I've seen ever.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's
it is. Oh, I can't wait to tell this story.
And then here, all this new M-tronic stuff that they have. The ignitions and the electronic carburetors. Here's all the testing for it. I got the program on my computer.
Man, this is so cool. It's like kid in the candy store.
I'm walking out, I look down, I'm like, oh man, you're gonna like this.
Yeah. No, that is good stuff.
Snap-on puller set back there.
Yeah. I'm envious of that too. Yeah.
All the snap-on stuff was here when I got here. They supply everything. I don't have to bring any tools and buy what I need.
Does the snap-on guy come by?
No,
not anymore.
I've tried to get a guy in here. He came a couple times, and I don't buy nothing on a regular basis.
Right.
He ain't too thrilled in stopping by here and there.
Cool.
Yeah. So all my fancy Stihl tools told me the inside of that engine is crap.
Okay. All right. If I remember right, and I learned this in a Stihl class, if you take the, whatever it is, if it's a chainsaw, blower, whatever it is, and you hold it by the pull cord, and you're holding it up in the air, and you let it go, and it falls to the ground quickly, you need a new machine. It's pretty simple if you really think about it. It has no compression.
Resistance in there right now.
Right, there's no compression, so you need to.
That showed compression. If you put a compression tester in it, and if you actually had to do a leak down test to get it to leak past to get it, because you just did a quick compression test. You're like, well, yeah, this thing should run, but in their manuals, that was the other thing. I have access to all their manuals through that program.
Oh, nice.
Online. I got online sign in, so I got all the service manuals, all the parts manuals.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You go. There's no compression testing in there. They'll say, okay, you can put a compression tester in there, and maybe it should be 90, 110 or whatever, but that's not going to tell you the true story of what's going on in there.
True.
They want you to do all the vacuum and the leak down, and
like all those have the compression release, so you're losing compression, on your compression stroke. So a lot of companies have went away from testing compression like we used to do. for that reason. Tell us about your exhaust setup.
Yeah, there's a exhaust system in here. I can hook up to tractors or mowers.
Yeah,
you
whatever
know,
it
and kind
is.
of wing it on there when I'm working in here in the winter mostly.
Yeah, no, that's
you
cool
know,
stuff too. And then you
It's
got
handy.
got a hose machine
Got a hose
there.
machine.
For making hydraulic hoses.
Yep.
Do you sharpen the chains, or your assistant, or is that something the crew does?
My assistant and I probably do the majority of it. The crew has learned, but
Yeah.
not
Say no
so
more.
much the crew as the assistant superintendents.
Okay. Yeah.
They've kind of learned, and
How
they're
often?
iffy about doing it. You know.
How do you have to dress the stone? Is that something you do very often, or not too often?
No.
I guess maybe it's mixed. I heard some people that dress it like every chain, and then because the chains have oil on them and all that stuff, and then it loads the stone up. So I was just curious. Yeah,
I guess
what your
to
practice was.
Brutally honest, I don't dress it at all.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's
I just
cool,
kind of
man.
run it, and
Yeah.
I got the guide tools to measure the rakes on them.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll pretty much run all the chains, and if we got to do the rakes, we'll adjust the machine and put all the chains back
and
through
do
it,
all the rakers. Yep.
instead of going back switching the stone all the time.
Right. No, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you got a little MIG welder there.
Got a little MIG welder. We got a nice 2-ton overhead joist. Runs across the shop here.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
So that comes in handy a lot. Just tore a chipper apart. Had to bring the whole cutting drum out of it.
Oh wow, yeah.
And
how
trying to
heavy
do
was
that with a skid steer. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy. No time at all, man.
Right. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I guess we'll move right along to the blade sharpener. This thing looks pretty slick.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's easy. We sharpen our rotary blades about once a week, every other week, depending on, if we're in the shoulder months or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a belt runs around, and just put the blade in here, and you kind of drag it across the belt, and then pull it out, set it back in there. This is set at the right angle, so you're always keeping that true angle on the blade.
So this is adjustable then, I guess?
It is somewhat adjustable, but yeah, it's pretty much set for
whatever the
use,
standard. Yeah.
For the standard. So
made by Oregon.
Yeah,
the
Oregon.
Burger King.
Yeah. Yep. It's a huge time saver. Huge time saver.
And I guess you get the belts from Oregon too?
Yeah, Oregon sells the belts. I haven't really tried to source them separately, but
yeah, you can probably find them wherever.
Yeah, I just buy them from the local landscape equipment guy.
No, that's cool. Super cool. So I want to know more about the paint shaker.
The paint shaker?
Yeah, I mean, how much paint are you using to justify a paint shaker? And it's a pneumatic paint shaker.
Yeah, it's a pneumatic one. They used to paint and repair a lot of the smaller equipment here every winter.
Okay.
That's kind of what they did in this whole room. Was just paint.
Glorified
so
paint booth.
They got a paint shaker. There's paint guns in here. I don't know. They put a lot of time into this. Well, here's my drill doctor.
Oh, yeah. There's the drill doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Some nice paint guns. We used them one season. We painted some stuff in here, but I don't think we'll do it again. It was quite a mess and quite a project. But this is my most recent purchase last spring.
Yeah, this is what I need.
It was really nice.
Oh yeah.
Big tire machine.
No, this is awesome.
Can change just about everything except those little Broyhill tires.
Oh well, yeah. What are you gonna do with those?
And throw them away and buy a new one.
Yep, that's right.
But
no, this is awesome.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time.
You like coats?
I had this at the Park District when I worked there.
Okay, yeah.
And I kind of looked at a couple different models. They have air operated ones. They have 220-volt ones. This is just a 110/air.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need nothing more fancier than this.
And you don't need like any kind of special air compressor or
No, it
anything,
just runs
right?
off my shop air.
Yeah, just
There's
shop
an air line running. Right now,
Yeah.
it's running through the wall, but yeah, it's just plugged into
Yeah,
a
just
coupler on
shop
the other
iron.
side of the wall, and it's just air. It's got a
Yeah,
bead
that's
blaster,
sweet.
some of the bigger tires.
Yeah, that is awesome. So, and this will grab a hold most rims and all that stuff.
Yeah, until you get
we
into
run
the
into.
smaller,
Yeah, like you're saying.
like your True Turf roller wheel, I can put on there and do it.
Okay.
But anything
Yeah.
a bit smaller than that, I
Well, and those are
tend
probably
to crush.
8-inch, maybe, or I mean, if he'll do an 8-inch, that's
8, 10 inch.
Yeah, 8,
Yeah.
10. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
What'd you say? This holds down.
This will push down on like on the outside of the rim.
Mhm.
You know, if you ever watch Tire Machine, you kind of got to hold it below the bead.
Yeah.
You know, and some of those bigger tires, like that one off that Kubota tractor, you know, it's just too much to hold down, and the bead area is so large.
Right.
Where you can run this down on the outside of the bead, like it shows here, and hold that tire down as it spins. It's just going to stay there and push that tire down for you, so you're not
Sweet.
You're not.
So it doesn't take two guys.
Right, it doesn't take
keep
two
it
guys,
down.
3 guys standing on there.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. Got to get me one of those for sure. Little reel storage.
Little reel storage.
Yep. Cool.
Another MIG welder. I don't know how many you got to have in one shop.
Well, you know, can you have too many welders?
Probably not. You know, you got the old stick welder back there.
I'm welder poor at the moment. I got so many. I need to sell some.
Somebody at one point decided we needed a plasma cutter, so I have a plasma cutter too.
Well, you never know, right? Never know.
You know,
Plasma cutters is
nice for cutting drums open.
Yeah, super good for that.
You know, we're doing a lot of fabricating. We could cut stuff up really quick.
Right. Yeah, that's some good stuff.
You know.
So it looks like you use this more as a reel, or just a shop table.
Yeah, mostly
versus
shop
a
table.
lift.
We use it for I'll use it for smaller equipment, stuff like it up here I'm working on.
Yeah, and you got your 2 lifts over there. So
yeah, got 2 lifts. We added one when I came here.
Yeah.
So that comes in really handy, especially when we're mowing everything. Through my assistant and I, we can get stuff checked over pretty quick coming in.
Yeah. Foley 672, bed knife
672,
grinder.
yep.
You've been using Foley for a while? Like, I know you've said you've been here for a few years, but before that you were using?
I started back in the industry. I worked for Toro, the Toro distributor up here.
Okay. Yep.
Which was called TPEC at the time, and they're the seller of Foley in this area. So it's kind of what I learned on and what I've come to know and use.
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And then service plate.
11 plate, yeah.
Yep.
A couple different extension bars I can add to make it thicker if I need to.
Yeah.
You
some
know,
of those
set on
back
there.
there.
We just went through a renovation 2 years ago on 9 holes out of the 27 we have.
Okay.
So the superintendent wanted all solid rollers on everything when we started mowing.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so that's what a lot of that is. So
yep. We know how superintendents are.
Off of there.
Right. Yeah. We gotta have solid.
Like, all right, this is going to cost you this much. He's like, that's okay. Let's go for it.
That's it.
I'm like, sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
When we were talking about it earlier, not to keep jumping around, but using the coolant on the bed knife grinder to keep the dust down. I
always use the coolant in it.
Yep, I like using the coolant on it.
We usually clean it out a couple times a season anyway, especially after winter when we get done with all our reels. You know.
Yep. I recognize this old girl.
Recognize this, huh?
Because I have one.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice machine. I like it.
Yeah. No, I've been happy with it for sure. Yep, good setup.
Normally sits this way, opens this way.
Okay.
But because of the class we're doing,
okay.
Yeah,
Since the class, turned it. That makes sense.
Hard to cram a lot of people in here to watch.
Right.
So I made a little turn out of it, but.
What'd you use to turn it around? Just like hand
pallet
track?
jack. Yeah. 5,000-pound pallet jack.
Right.
That's really easy. Yeah.
I do like that because some of their older models, it was almost impossible to move them around. Yeah.
It was. It's pretty balanced on there.
Yeah, I like this.
Prior to me, they made this just kind of left it in here, so.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
It's handy.
Yep, super handy. Fluid evacuator.
Fluid evacuator.
Yep, I got one of these guys. I love this thing.
Yeah, pretty handy.
It's awesome. Versus draining oil, because we all know they don't like to put drain plugs in a convenient spot.
Exactly.
Yep. What's the pump? Is that to transfer it from like 55-gallon drum?
Yeah, so I buy it in
these?
55-gallon drums. This pump has a rod on the end of it. Back here, it would go into the drum.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a hose right here.
Yep.
Which connects between the pump and whatever chamber you're filling. And then it just pumps it back up behind
so it
into
goes
the top. Yep.
in there.
Clips on there.
Huh. Well, that's cool.
Beats having a bunch of barrels around.
Yeah.
You know, and it was here. So
That's still
might as well utilize it.
Mm-hmm. What are you using ATF? What does that go in? Like a work truck or something?
A couple of the older carts we have takes it, but the Flex 21, Toro's Flex 21.
Oh, yeah.
Gearboxes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got like 20 of them back there.
Oh, dang. All right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I go through a good amount of ATF.
Yeah, I was hydraulic oil. Tractor fluid? You got tractor fluid?
I just use the same hydraulic oil for the
Yeah.
tractor fluid. It's
comparable
enough. And
do you, is this the Toro?
That's Toro. That's Toro oil.
So it's already dyed and everything.
Dyed, yeah. And as far as
that's cool.
Engine oil, I just use 1540 and everything.
Yeah.
So I got 2 drums of it out there now.
Yeah. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that.
There was all kinds of oil here when I got here, and we just burned through it and
Yeah.
Make things simple. You know, 1540 is not hurting nothing in the summer, and it doesn't get used in the winter. The equipment's sitting, so
right.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good setup. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And then on your equipment lifts, you said you got one maybe set up for fairways?
I usually keep one set up for triplexes and one set up for fairways. So on days when we're using both mowers out there.
Yeah. Right.
Between my assistant and I, we can get them in here and checked out really quick and parked and back to what we got to fix.
Right. Yeah, because something broke that day.
Something always breaks, you know?
Something's always breaking. I definitely like the 2 lift setup. Because I don't know how much time, I only got 1 lift, and I don't know how much time we spend, moving it back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, we spend some time too doing that because, the rough mowers don't fit, or a cart.
Well, right.
A sprayer.
I mean, it's going to happen, but
it's really handy when something's on the lift busted down and you can't take it off.
Yeah. That too.
I still got another lift. I can get mowers up in the air and check them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of times we don't do work on the lift because we don't want to take the lift out of service, basically.
Right.
We don't want to put something on there and pull a motor out of it or whatever, an extended service on something, because in the summertime we're checking mowers every day.
Right.
And we want the lift open. We'll tear something on a ground on the park.
Yeah.
A part on the ground. Yeah. What kind of mowing equipment mainly are you using here?
Everything here we mow with is Toro.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
So
good.
The Flex 21s on the greens. I got 3320 triplexes.
Yep. For like
tees and approaches and greens and approaches and stuff. We got the 52. I got a 5200 on the fairway, and then
that's an old girl there, 5200. She's been around for a minute.
35 55s, the 3-wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
And then some 5010s.
All right. Yep. Old 5010.
3500 sidewinders and rough and banks, and 4500.
And then the utility vehicles.
Currently, I have a hodgepodge of utility vehicles.
Okay. That makes a lot of fun.
Toro, Club Car, Cushman, Easy Go, John Deere.
Okay, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Right. That's cool.
On utility carts.
Well, thank you for the tour for sure.
Hey, no problem.
I enjoyed it. Don't turn your back, because I might walk out with a Stihl cabinet. That's how excited I am about it, man. That thing was awesome. That was so good. But no, thank you seriously for the shop tour and opening it up. You know, I think it can be difficult for some people to say, "Oh, I don't want everybody to see my stuff," or whatever. But man, it's awesome. And if anybody that watches the video can pick up just one little thing that you saw in Jeff's shop that helps, that's great. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this, you know? So thank you.
No problem.
Until next time, see you, bye.